Welcome to the II Preview Show with me, Davey B and Doncaster. We're going to be previewing this evening's meeting at Doncaster, which is live on RPG TV and SIS. Let's get into the action. Race 1 is an A4 over 483 metres. Mysterious Marne in 1, Swift Lampoon in 2, Penguins Can Dance in 3, Mohawk's Rosie in 4, Best Feature in 5, and in 6, Katunda Sonic. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've ended up picking Swift Lampoon. It's been running over B4s over the 450 metres. It's got okay early pace. I think it can hold the free to the corner, and I think Lampoon can clear the one. Now, if Lampoon clears the one, it's a winner. It just needs to hold the insides. It's been showing signs of like it's desperate for the trip, and it comfortably beat Bandicoot Ella over the 450, and it was holding it 6-7 lengths to the pickup. I don't see how the 4 can get a run. If the 3 doesn't lead, it can't win. If the 1 doesn't turn very, very handy, it probably won't be able to win. It won't be able to back run the 2 anyway. The 5's paceless, didn't show anything last time, and the 6 might lead wide, which would be one of the dangers. But yeah, Swift Lampoon for me.
So Doncaster's selection in race 1 is trap 2, Swift Lampoon. Race 2 is an A2 over 483 metres. Millcroft Magic in 1, Satanta in 2, Smurfing Master in 3, Rosmalt Logan in 4, Crackaway Express in 5, and in 6, Sligo Romy. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've ended up with Sligo Romy. It won an A1 last week and it's been downgraded to A2, which is strange. Don't get me wrong, the time wasn't there, but the dogs that it beat, are far and away better than these. It's got a little bit of pace to the corner. I think it's got enough pace to lead the 5. The 3's no early. The 2's not got loads of early. I think the 1 will actually lead the inside. And I think the 4 will be sort of going round either leading or contesting the lead with 6. But yeah, Sligo Romy just looks like off last week's race, very, very well in. It went up with, say, like Cherokee Chief and showed good pace down the back. And I just think it'd be a little bit too good for these. But, the 4 would be a danger. Like I say, the time wasn't there for the 6 last week, but, the dogs it beat they're all very, very good dogs. So yeah, Sligo Romy for me.
So Doncaster's selection in race 2 is trap 6, Sligo Romy. Race 3 is an A3 over 483 metres. Sparta Coco in 1, Lightfoot Como in 2, Springwood Adele in 3, Mirror Image in 4, Raymor's Rustic in 5, and in 6, Rosanda Perry. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I've ended up with Raymor's Rustic. Look, the 1 might pick it off, but I don't know how Spartacoco's got a red jacket on her. She's been moving off from the 2 box, quite considerably. She probably wants like the 3 or the 4, and they put her in the 1. The 2's going to move off. The 3 can't get a run. The 4 is completely paceless to the corner, but shows signs of pace down the back and coming home. But it's going to have to, come from, say, 10 lengths off these, and it's probably going to have to come from behind the 1 as well, which is no mean feat. I just think whatever leads out of 5 and 6 is going to make the corner. The 5's definitely got more early than the 1, but I just think the 1 might be able to turn in a posse and pick it off. But, it's all ifs and buts with the red. If it doesn't hit the 2, if it doesn't do this. So, Raymor's Rustic for me. It's not going to be any sort of price. It probably won't be a race I'll bet, but if I had to pick anything, that'd be my selection.
So Doncaster's selection in race 3 is trap 5, Raymor's Rustic. Race 4 is a B7 over 450 metres. Nettie's Turbo in 1, Mount Cashel Sid in 2, Nice to Meet You in 3, Springside Layla in 4, Fane Mozart in 5, and in 6, Black Scorpio. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I'll pick the 1, Nettie's Turbo. I don't know anything about the 2, which is a problem. the trial is not anything, overly special. I think I had the one down as a little bit of a dodge, but I don't think it is now. I've watched a few videos and like it had Moss Bonnie in the race, which for me is a villain. The time before the last run, he just let Hillcroft Baby up its inside. That's all by not driving the bend. It's going to lead here. Like it should be leading these. The 4 and the 5 are just they can't win. The 6 has got a decent makeup out wide, but again, it's probably a 29.40 at best sort of dog. Like I just think the 1 will get round the inside and get firm on them. I don't know what the 2 is, but I had the 1 in about even money. I had the 2 in second in, and then after that you're looking at the 6. But yeah, I thought the 1 was almost a good thing. If I knew what the 2 was, I'd be more committed. But yeah, Nettie's Turbo I think is a good thing in the race.
So Doncaster's selection in race 4 is trap 1, Nettie's Turbo. Race 5 is a B5 over 450 metres. Mulcair Dawn in 1, Easy Be Quick in 2, Lutton's Aussie in 3, Letham's Yoshi in 4, Jumeirah Grove in 5, and in 6, Gain Control. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
Jumeirah Grove. It won from the 2 last week. It wants the 6. It missed the cans. Went right across the track, showed pace up, came with them all, ended up finishing second, did loads of running. Look, I'm not telling anybody anything special, but anyone who saw the race, would see that it was a real eye-catching run. But, Stevie Wonder could see it. The Freeze blasted out of the cans last time and then messed about the entire way round and like moved off at the corner. The 4's a bit iffy. The 6 has got early pace, but just quits at the third bend. It's just like he doesn't want to know anymore. The 1's not this sort of grade, and the 2's are already got an awkward running on its on its card. Like so, look, the 5's just going to have to sort of come away a little bit better, and not get too detached. And it should absolutely bury these. Like, it's 11-2 in the paper tomorrow, but it's going to be more of a 6-4, 5-4 chance. But it could be one of them dogs that's a bit of a skinner. Like, it could do everything wrong for a few weeks, but I'd be willing to take a chance against these at anything sort of 2-1, 5-2 plus.
So Doncaster's selection in race 5 is trap 5, Jumeirah Grove. Race 6 is a B4 over 450 metres. Bumblebee Poppy in 1, Allwin's Robin in 2, Molly Coddler in 3, Dance Larry in 4, Tanner's Matt in 5, and in 6, Indian Lad. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I picked Dance Larry, which is a newcomer. It's a May 19. It's got 2 trials on its card previous from Kilkenny, 29.67 and 17.07 for the sprint. They're nothing exciting, but in a B4 at Doncaster, they'd be very tasty. That was back in November as well, so the pup should have come on a little bit by then. It's got a 28.50 odd trial. The 1's going to lead the inside, so I can't see the 2 getting a run. The 3 won't clear the 1 and the 2. The 5's going to cut in, but it never really comes away, so it shouldn't matter to the 4. And the 6 is just going to plod around the outside like it does every week. And sort of finish on strong. But yeah, I thought the 4 wouldn't have to be anything to be better than these. It's got a decent enough makeup. I have it like a 1 shot. David, who's on the show on Racing Post TV, he disagrees. He's got it bigger than me, but 29.67 at Kilkenny. It's one of the toughest tracks in Ireland. So that'd be a 28.50, 28.40 run here, which is backed up by the trials. It wouldn't have to find anything to beat these. I just in the 17.07 sprint, it'd just be better than these. So yeah, I'm with Dance Larry. I think it's a decent thing.
So Doncaster's selection in race 6 is trap 4, Dance Larry. Race 7 is a B2 over 450 metres. Dungannon Trader in 1, Corin Bolt in 2, Confident Vincent in 3, Shane Boyberg in 4, Haven Flyer in 5, and in 6, Bungee. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I had it a complete and utter match between Shane Boyberg and Haven Flyer. The problem here is the three's going to dive to the rails. The one's not this grade and it's a bit paceless. I mean, the two is a well-known dodge. The problem with this, it's not actually a B2. This, like, I don't know how it's been named a B2 because it's like the worst B2 in history. The four can really run. It's an XA1 Bellevue dog, and it's got very good early pace. It's just never had the draws of late. And you've got the five going wide and the three going to the rails. Berg's going to wedge in ever so slightly, but maybe not enough. I think he'll clear these here, and I think he'll get first run on them. But I just think it's a complete and utter match between the four and the five. They're the two drawn dogs. The five will lead wide, and the four will probably lead up the middle. So I think Berg can hold. I had them 2-1 each or two, and any price is the rest, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to pick Shane Boyberg.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 7 is trap 4, Shane Boyberg. Race 8 is a B5 over 450 metres, Log Hill Buster in 1, Fleetwood Kian in 2, Miss Amy in 3, Granite and Grass in 4, Pat's Buddy in 5, and in 6, Rapido Gemma. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to put Fleetwood Kane up, but one thing I'm going to say is you should be betting the 6 to place. The one missed the break on the on debut, completely walked out. The 2 and the 3 last week completely walked out. The 3 more than the 2. The 4 and the 5 are just not. They got destroyed off the 2 and the 3, and got a massive start off them as well. So I couldn't have the 4 and the 5 in my mind. The 1, 2, and the 3 would all have to be sort of on the skin or close to the skin. They've all got decent pace down the back, but I think the 2 is the fastest of the lot. And if the 2 was to come away, I think he'd be a winner. But the 6 on the outside, she's just gonna plod and do her thing. She's not gonna have to be anything special. But whatever leads on the inside will probably, at least one of them two will be beat, and then the 4 and the 5 are useless. So, like I say, the 6 has got an absolute dream run out wide, and if all 3 of them on the inside miss the up, she might even win. Like, if one of them doesn't do it right, I mean, the 3's had 2 runs and missed it badly both times. The 2 never comes away even when it was sprinting, and the 1, is missed break 1 from 1. So the solid selection for me is a 6. She didn't run the first and second bends great last week, but she's been better than these. She's been an A3, A2 bitch over the 4, 8-3. She's getting on a little bit now, but I'd back the 2 to win, and I'll be placing the 6.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 8 is trap 2, Fleetwood Kian, and he'd place trap 6, Rapido Gemma. Race 9 is a B3 over 450 metres, Lingholm Louis in 1, Millcroft Olivia in 2, Be My Guest in 3, Keedy King in 4, Mango Girl in 5, and in 6, Crying Old Eileen. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've ended up picking Lingholm Louis. The 2's going to move off ever so slightly. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 have all got pace. I wouldn't be able to have the 5 on the trial. I don't know anything about it either, which doesn't help. But, a 28.50 odd probably won't be enough here. The 6 has done 28.27 in a trial, but it looks like it's an absolute one-off out of the trials. And again, I don't know anything about the dog. So, yeah, I couldn't really be having that. It's a little bit of guessy of a race, but the 1's well drawn on the inside. It's been running over the 4.83. It quit on debut at the third bend. I actually thought it was messing about, maybe not. But it's got some strange runs on its card, some really strange, but it's been running against some better dogs. So it's a little bit of a drop in class, this. And it's a decent enough draw. I think the 4's got pace as well, but I just think it's a lot to ask it to clear sort of the 1, 2, and the 3, who have all got pace to the corner. So yeah, I'm with Lingholm Louis.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 9 is trap 1, Lingholm Louis. Race 10 is a D4 over 275 metres, Lutton's Megan in 1, Bluebell in 2, Mustang Brady in 3, Blue Lark in 4, Bang Along Nutter in 5, and in 6, Will Mount Arrow. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
Bang Along Nutter. He's been getting trouble at the bends. I don't know if he's checking them on his own or if he's actually getting, a little bit of bother. This is probably the worst sprint they could put on without being disrespectful.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, it's not a good race. Look, they're 18, 20, 18, 30 dogs, some of these. I think the 5 can run, but I just don't like the way it goes around the bends, especially before it was off. But the last 2 runs, it's had a couple of excuses, so I think it might be okay. And if it is okay, then it'll win. It'll be a penalty kick. If it doesn't check the bend, it's going to go to the bend in front of these. The 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 all raced each other. I think it was on the 15th of last month, maybe 15th of this month. I can't remember the date, and I don't care. The 1 was definitely the dog to take out of it, and it's got a miles better draw this time. So I think it's a complete and utter match between the 1 and the 5. If the 5's anything like right, it'll definitely win. If it's not, then the 1 will win.
They're going Dutch.
No, I'm going 5. Bang Along Nutter.
So Dog guesser's selection in race 10 is trap 5, Bang Along Nutter. He loves going Dutch. Race 11 is a B6 over 450 metres. Moss Bonnet in 1, Cash Gift in 2, Breakaday Ebony in 3, Bright Storm in 4, Mudross Mark in 5, and in 6, Shay's Gift. Dog guesser, don't tell me you fancy Shay's Gift again.
I kind of do and I don't. He's a dog that never wins, and I'm not going to tell anyone to bet him. The only guarantee about this race is the 1 is guaranteed to lead the inside, the 5's going to lead the 6. The 3 never really comes away, but it has a little bit of pace when it does. It's a really, really bad race, this, in terms of trying to speak about these type of dogs. Mudross Mark is a dodge. Sometimes he'll just jack it in if he gets in front. If he gets to the lead dog, he can just jack it in. He needs like a Jamie Spencer ride. Shay's Gift, like I said, it just never wins. But there's enough sort of dogs in this to slow the race down that will give Shay's Gift a sort of a big chance. But I'm going to pick Moss Bonnie, who I think she's quirky, but she's going to lead the inside, and I don't know, maybe she can kick off the front. But like, I wouldn't bet this with your money, Davey.
You said that last week about Shay's Gift.
I'm definitely not betting that this week. I'll probably win this week now.
So Dog guesser's selection in race 11 is trap 1, Moss Bonnie. Race 12 is a B4 over 450 metres. Champagne Clelia in 1, Culmoan Prince in 2, Leatham's Mario in 3, Tullig Hugo in 4, Marfield Berta in 5, and in 6, Tullyotta Queen. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
I am going to go for Marfield Berta. She's been being trained by Eddie Doyle over in Ireland, who wouldn't be a greyhound trainer. It's got a 2:03 split at Shelburne Park. I actually watched the run. It's got very, very nice early pace and done 29:43 at Shelburne, which would be, better than a B4 at Doncaster, more than likely. The 6 has got pace. The 4's got a bit of pace. The 4 beat the 6 fair and square last week, so I couldn't really be having the 6. Unless the 6, somehow managed to get on the skin, and I don't see how it does with pace inside it. The 3's going to step off, so that's going to hamper the 4. The 2's very slow away. It does stay strongly. And the 1's got early pace. I can see the 2 getting a run with the 3 stepping off and the 1 being away from it early. But I just think the 5 might sneak round here, and if it does, it'll win. It's gone to Martin Aythorne from Eddie Doyle, sort of like out of the frying pan into the fire. But yeah, this a 29.43 Shelbourne Park should be better than these. The trials don't really suggest it, but I'd expect it to come on a little bit from the trials. So yeah, I'm going to go with Marfield Berta if she can go back to sort of her Irish form.
So Doncaster's selection in race 12 is trap 5, Marfield Berta. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you click that subscribe button.